what the heck is this? Like a legit rock.
That was a disaster.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. In today's episode, we got this 2024 Cadillac Escalade in our shop. We're in the process of doing full front end paint protection film installation using our Defense Plus paint protection film. Now in this video, we're gonna be doing a step-by-step installation walkthrough of how to do the front bumper. It's a big front bumper, but I think it's gonna be pretty easy to do the installation on. So let's get into it.
That was a disaster.
All right, so we're gonna get started on this Escalade front bumper. Now we're gonna be starting right in the middle, or like I always say when you're doing front bumpers, you always wanna start at the closest, or at the reference point closest to the middle of the bumper. Now, we don't have any reference points to start with. I could start where the sensors are, but as you can see, the sensors are not pre-cut out. I've never done one of these bumpers before, so I want to make sure that it gets done right. So I can trim these sensors out by hand. Where I'm going to start is going to be right over here on the top corner. So let's go over there. Now, I need to release some of the tension from the other side. Now, we're going to start right up top here at this corner. I'm going to get that lined up, just like so. That's good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down over here. And that's good. Now I'm going to take and stretch that film out. There we go. And that's good. Now, what I need to do is I'm going to stretch things out to the top corner. Go. That's looking good. Now that I've got that tacked down, everything else is kind of laying flat nicely over here, minus this big giant finger, but we can take care of that. So we'll start taking care of everything over here. And we have a speck of dust right over here that we just got out. Now you're probably wondering, what are you going to do with this big giant finger? Very, very, very simple. We're just going to take and we're going to lift the film up over here. Just going to take and saw these fingers down, create more manageable ones. There we go. That's good. Now, I'm going to pull our film back right here and get a bunch of tack solution under the film. Okay, there we go. That's good. This wrapped edge underneath here, we'll take care of that later. We'll get everything else taken care of first. Now that this is all down, we can start working on everything over here. There we go, that's good. You'll notice that I didn't cut this out as well too. Reason being, just for alignment purposes, I would rather make sure that this is a successful bumper install as opposed to having to deal with any inconsistencies that may arise with the pattern. So now I'm going to come down to this corner. There we go. That's good. Now I can take and stretch the film out over here. There we go, that's good. Just got to pull it down a little bit right here. Now, what I'm going to start doing is pulling all of our solution down and out. We are going to be dealing with some fingers over here. So let's just get to it. Now we're going to pull the film back, get a bunch of tack solution behind the film. I'm going to pinch the film. wrapped around that corner. Might have to just let this dry out and then get this down when I do my post heating. Actually, it seems to be getting down now. Now this area up here, just gonna flush this out with tack solution. Probably could use a relief cut right there. That is a bit of an extreme corner to have without a relief cut, but we got it down. We'll see. Yeah, it's just gonna pop up. I'm just gonna let that pop up and I'll deal with that once we get to the post heating part. Now we'll take care of this wrapped edge up top here. Pattern's got a little bit of extreme coverage underneath this headlight over here, which is going to cause this film to finger up there. I'm going to let that dry out. I'll come back later on and take care of that. But now we can start moving on to the passenger side. All right, same thing we did on the driver's side. We're going to start up top here at that corner. That's not good. All right, that's good. Now, I'm going to stretch the film into place down on the corner here. That's good for now. Now I'll get this top corner down. There we go. Now, what I can do is I can come back here to the middle. Now, because of how much tension there is over there, it's actually caused the film to lift up. So I'm going to pull this down. got my tack solution behind the film. Got that squeegee down. That's good. Always make sure you're overlapping squeegee strokes just to make sure that no solution is being left behind. Actually, I got carried away. I forgot to wrap this. Because all the tension that's on the film right over here, this is likely gonna have to wait until we do our post heating for this to go down properly. There we go, that's good. Now we can really start working our way over. Now, I'm going to get my tack solution underneath the film right there. Got good alignment across the top right there. That's good. I think that's a rock chip. Yeah, that's in the paint. Now, I'm going to take and get some tack solution behind the film here where it's all propped up. There we go. These fingers I'm going to take care of. I'm going to wrap this edge before I forget about it. This also, we're going to let this dry out and then come back and post heat that later, and it'll leave it down. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch this all into place. And we're going to come down over here. We're going to get this lined up. That's good. I realize I'm getting a little bit carried away with getting everything stretched and tacked into place. Normally, I should have squeegeed everything down over here before worrying about this and this and this, but sometimes you get carried away. There we go, that's good. There we go. Now I can start working on getting this all down. There we go, that's good. Now I can come back up here. Get this edge wrapped. That's good. Now, do my best to get this down, but it's probably going to be just like on the driver's side where just too much tension, and it's going to require some post heating for that to actually sit down. Yeah, it's starting to lift a little bit. Last thing we need to do on this main bumper piece is this top area right here. So I flushed all that slip solution out with my tack solution. And now I'm just carefully going to get my squeegee around this corner and lock everything into place. So what I'm going to do now is just same thing I do with any edge that needs to be wrapped. Always get my finger behind it, flush out all the slip solution. And then I can start on the end. I start this right over here at the end. So I'm squeegeeing down a little bit, and then what I'm doing is I'm going back with pressure. There we go, that's good. Perfect. Okay, last piece that needs to go on is this piece right over here. So I'm gonna go and get that and then we'll get started. All right, perfect. We are on to the lower piece, the front bumper. So we got our pattern right here. Just gonna stick that right there. Back roll this into place. Now, whoa, that's never fun. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna tack it, get everything lined up perfectly with this seam. And we're gonna get this tacked down. Piece of dirt right here. There we go. Now from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch it over here, right till there. That's perfect. Now, as you can see with me stretching it, the film has started to kind of bunch up over here. All I need to do is just lift that up, pull the film back here. Now this area right here is going to be a bit tedious, so I need to actually pull on it, get some tension on the film, just to get it to take the shape over here. There we go, that's good. Now what we need to do is we need to come over here and stretch the film into place. Lots of stretch needed, which is always fun. You can see as I stretch it, it's wanting to pull itself down right over here, which what I'm going to do is make sure there's no dirt underneath it. I'm just going to tack this down right here. That's going to make stretching this into place much, much easier. There we go. That's good. Now I'm going to stretch the film all the way into place up against here, which is never fun. It's never fun to have to stretch a seam into place. And there we go. That's perfect, minus the little speck of contamination that was popping out from underneath that trim. Now, we're going to get everything down on this corner. We're going to let this dry out, and then we'll come back and post heat that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to release this right over here, and this is going to kind of just fall into place where it naturally wants to be, which I think is going to be right about there. So one speck of dirt right here. And there we go. Wow, that's incredible. It's almost impossible to get these vehicles 100% perfectly clean when they've been driven for a few hundred miles or a few thousand miles. Got some contamination on my hand. I'm just running it out. That's one way to blast it all out. Just use your spray keg. Lots of contamination right here. One area is perfect, then the next area just is the worst. Oh man, this is hilarious. I hope whoever's still watching is actually enjoying this. This makes it look like I did a really bad job prepping this bumper, but as soon as you can do as much as you can do, you can get it as clean as you can, but as soon as you start spraying your slip solution and tack solution and it starts getting in behind seams and panels and stuff like that, then things just, you start to realize what's all left behind. Like this guy right here, like what the heck is this? Like a legit rock. And there we go. Alright, so I got tack solution sprayed all along the very top of this piece. All that's left for me to do is just to go around, squeegee everything down, and then the last thing I need to do is come around and post heat everything. All right, that's going to conclude this Cadillac Escalade front bumper PPF installation. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more paint protection film content.